Hello, everybody. My name is James Hathcock, and I'll be your instructor for this spring 2021 semester. I just wanted to make a little bit of an introduction or an introductory video, kind of go over some of the basics of the class, and yeah, just get into the details of things. Here you can see some pictures of me, just kind of give you guys an idea of who I am, what I look like. There I am on the far left at the lake with my wife. That next picture is me at Yellowstone National Park. That's kind of hard to tell. There's a bison back there by the trees. The third picture is me with my daughter Amber and my son Ryan in Las Vegas. We were there for my brother's wedding. And that last photograph is me with the whole family. Holding up the camera there. There's my wife Christy, my daughter Amber, and my son Ryan. All right, so this class being online, we don't really have a quote meeting time. You'll find that I've recorded all of the lectures. I've recorded some reviews as well for the exams. So we don't really quote meet. It's more about watching the lecture. There's my name, James Hathcock, PhD. The best way to get a hold of me is through email. james.hathcock@my.tccd.edu. Yeah, just send me an email and I promise you I will get to it in an appropriate amount of time. I really do check my email every day. May not be true on the weekends, but if you were to email me on say a Friday evening, I guarantee I'd get back to you by Monday morning for sure. It depends on the weekend too. Sometimes on the weekend I'm out of town doing something. So, anyways, that is the best way to get a hold of me is james.hathcock@my.tccd.edu. Okay, let's go over the syllabus just a little bit here. So the course objectives is what TCC has told me to do is basically start this class from a European background, get all the way through the Civil War and Reconstruction. You can read for yourself there the course objectives if you want to, but we'll talk about all those things that are listed there. Prerequisites, I'm going to kind of take it for granted that you've met the prerequisites, that you've passed that reading score with a 78 on that goes. As far as a textbook, you don't really need to buy the textbook. I'm going to leave that up to you whether or not you want to buy it. It's not required. Here's the thing. This class is about doing discussion boards, watching those recorded lectures and taking notes, studying up, and preparing for exams. If you can do those things, save yourself some money. You don't need to buy the book at all. Also, I would, this is just sort of my 2 cents for what it's worth. So I've had students in the past who didn't watch any videos, who just kind of figured they would click on the test and take it and, I don't know, access other websites and click and paste answers. Yeah, that's just not going to work. We have something called Proctorio that we use, and it's very obvious when you're cutting and pasting answers from another website. It's also pretty obvious when you're using the type of language that a Harvard professor with a PhD would use in your answers. It's kind of a dead giveaway there too. So yeah, this class is about doing some discussion boards, watching some recorded lectures, and taking notes and studying up. But you really don't need to buy that textbook. That's completely up to you. Okay, the class itself breaks down into 4 units. You can see here we've got Unit 1. It's got 5 topics in it. New World Encounters, Virginia, Puritanism in New England, the Old Colonial System, the American Revolution. And really the way this class kind of works is, while you watch those recorded lectures, we get to a point where we wage a war, like the American Revolution there. And after that war, we'll take exam number 1. Then we start looking at post-Revolution America, the early republic, going from a confederation to instituting a new constitution. Then we got this big topic called securing the republic. Honestly, it's the biggest topic of the semester in terms of length. And at the end of that Securing the Republic topic, we'll have a War of 1812, and then we'll take exam number 2. Then we'll go on to Unit 3. We'll talk about the rise of nationalism, the aftermath of the War of 1812, the rise of Andrew Jackson and so-called Jacksonian democracy. Then we'll look at how the country expanded out to the west, and ultimately, there's that word again, we had a war, the Mexican-American War that'll take place. Once we get through with the Mexican-American War, we'll go on to Unit number 4. Unit number 4 really is about the push to civil war. Unit 4 is about explaining why there was a civil war, the problems that led us to that conflict, then the conflict itself and its aftermath with something called Reconstruction. I promise you all of this has been spaced out to where it's roughly the same amount of material per exam. So Unit 1 has 5 topics, and you might look at that and say, well, man, Unit 2 only has 2 topics. It's true, but I promise you the amount of material is the same because Securing the Republic is a bit of a long topic. So anyway, I've tried to, budget that out to where everything's 25%, 25% on it goes. In Unit 1, you'll have 3 discussion boards that you'll have to do. It's one every week. Every Sunday in this class, you'll have something due, whether it's a discussion board or an exam. Every Sunday night, something is due. Okay, then Unit 2 has its 3 discussion boards and an exam. Unit 3, 3 discussion boards and exam. And then Unit 4, 3 discussion boards and an exam. Speaking of which, looking at course requirements. So we take 4 exams in this class. They're each worth 100 points. That'll give us 400 points of our total grade. So your exams are worth 40% of your total grade. You can see here Exam 1, which will cover Unit 1. It's going to be due in about a month, February the 14th. That's a Sunday by 11:59 p.m. that night. Then Exam 2, Exam 3, 4, on and on we'll go. Let's see, what do exams look like in this class? You're going to get 20 multiple choice questions. Those are worth 2 points each. 10 what are called fill in the blanks. They're really very short answers. In fact, when I say short answer, I'm talking about a word, a person's name, a piece of legislation, a battle, something. Very, very short answers. In those fill in the blanks, what I do is I give you like 3 or 4 sentences where I'm describing something, and then it's your job to tell me what the heck it is that's being described. Let's see, then to wrap all that up, you get an essay. That essay will be worth 30 points, so that's a big chunk of your test. And in the review for each exam, I go over possible essay topics. I promise you something that might be an essay on the exam is going to be a big idea, a big thing that we've discussed. So yeah, there you go. You got multiple choice, fill in the blank, and an essay. If you should miss an exam for whatever reasons, I do give makeups, but I'll let you know up front, the makeup is a little more difficult than the original test. It's going to be all essay. I'll give you 3 essay choices. You write on the 2 that you like. And yeah, I'm looking for a lot of information in those makeup exams on those essays. If you study for the normal test, you can do very well on the makeup exam. It's just that there's more typing, if you will. Again, word to the wise, I would just do my best to take the exam by its due date. Don't even have to mess with the makeup stuff. But on makeup exams, you don't just get to the end of the semester to make those up. You need to contact me ASAP and explain to me why it is that you missed the exam. Then based on the back and forth email that we have, I'll decide whether or not to allow for a makeup exam. And yeah, that's something you need to take care of quickly if you do miss a test. Don't wait like 2 or 3 weeks and then say, oh wow, I forgot to take this test. Now, if you miss a test, you need to let me know ASAP why you missed the test. Okay, the other part of your grade is discussion boards. In addition to the 4 exams, there's going to be 12 of these discussion boards. Basically, in a non-exam week, you're going to do a discussion board. A week that an exam is due, I won't make you do a discussion board. We have 16 weeks in the semester. Unit 1's got 3 discussion boards in exam 1. That's 4 of our weeks. And then, Unit 2 has 4, 5, 6 discussion board. Exam 2, we're up to 8 weeks at that point. Unit 3 has discussion boards 7, 8, 9. Exam 3, that gets us up to 12 weeks. And then the 4th unit has discussion boards 10, 11, and 12, along with exam 4. That gives us 16 weeks. So again, every week you're going to have something that you have to turn in or take, whether it's a discussion board or an exam. These discussion boards are worth 50 points each, totaling 600. So 600 points from discussion boards, 400 points from exams. That means you can make up to 1,000 points in this class. I'll talk about the grading scale here in just a minute. For each discussion board, the instructions are a little more in depth when you click on the discussion boards. But basically what you have to do is you have to post an answer of roughly 250 words. And then you also have to respond to 2 other classmates' posts with about 100 words each per post on there. So the discussion board isn't just you post something. You also have to respond to at least 2 classmates. About 100 words each on those responses to classmates. All right, you can see there at the very bottom of this slide, we've got grading. Your final grade will be calculated as follows. 900 to 1,000 points is an A. 800 to 899 is a B. On it goes. If you make 599 points or fewer, that's an F. That's failing. And I do base your grade on points. I don't do an average. I don't add everything up and divide by something. Your grade at the end of the semester is going to be calculated based on points. And there will probably be about, 5 or 6 of you at the end of the semester who are going to email me. Oh my gosh, what's the grade based off of? How do you make an A, a B? And I'm just going to resend you this little thing right here that says your final grade will be calculated as 900 to 1,000 is an A, 800 to 899 is a B, and on it goes. All right, and by the way, if you have any questions about anything on the syllabus, please go ahead and email me, james.hathcock@my.tccd.edu. Okay, here's the not so fun part of things. A note on academic dishonesty. I've been teaching online since the spring of 2014 for TCC. I worked at other campuses or other colleges as well where I taught some online classes. So I've been doing this for, right in and around almost 10 years that I've been teaching classes face-to-face as well as online. And I can tell you that the biggest problem you have with an online class is people using outside information. Going to things like Quizlet, Wikipedia, just looking for a quick answer to a question, cut and paste that answer and put it in as though it's their own. And that's a big old fancy word called plagiarism. And if you cheat in the class, you can see there I've underlined under a note on academic dishonesty, very last sentence of that. If you are caught cheating on an exam or assignment, you will receive a 0 for that exam or assignment. Look, I know that times are tough right now. I promise you, I sympathize with students. Believe it or not, we faculty are having problems with this as well. With everything going online, just the world being what it is with COVID. That's no excuse for cheating. It's absolutely no excuse whatsoever. You can still put in the work, you can still earn your grade, and you can still do it without going to outside web sources. Back in the fall, I had a handful of people who, like test 1, just were blatantly lifting answers from outside sources. And they got a 0 on their exams. Some of them got mad. I don't know that you can convey emotions through emails, but it seemed like in their emails they were pretty upset. And I just redirected them back to the syllabus, and I said, look, I understand times are tough, I do, but that's no excuse for cheating at all. So if you cheat, you will receive a 0 for that assignment, even an exam. I mean that. If you're getting your essay answers off of an outside source, you're going to get a 0 for that exam. Now, the way that we can maintain academic integrity on our exams is through a system called Proctorio. You're going to need a webcam for this class. And when you take any of the exams, they're going to be monitored by this system called Proctorio. Now, Proctorio, not only does it record you sitting there taking the test, it also records the screen. And if, there's nothing on the screen for an answer and suddenly like a whole line of information pops up, that tells me that you did a cut and paste job. I've gotten pretty good at catching people for cheating. I hate to, I'm not really bragging about that. I'm just trying to let you know up front. Yeah, I don't know. I know the telltale signs. I know what's going on. So pretty pleased with sugar on top, I would beg you not to cheat. Again, if you get caught, if Proctorio catches it, you're going to get a 0 for that exam, that assignment. I know you don't want to get a 0 on any of your assignments or exams. I don't want to give you a 0 on your assignments or exams. But at the same time, I'm employed by Tarrant County College. The college does have academic standards. And yeah, they've asked me to be sure to enforce this policy. In fact, they've even gone so far as to say that we need to fill out what are called care team reports and note academic dishonesty. Make notes of people cheating in our classes. Because chances are, if you're cheating on my U.S. history test, you might be cheating in an English class or a mathematics class. And the college would really like to know if you're doing a lot of cheating. So much so that if you get caught cheating enough, if you get enough care team reports filled out on you, they won't let you come back to Tarrant County College. They'll let you go away. Now, as is the problem with computers and software, we often have problems. You can see here, and by the way, this will also be in the announcements on Blackboard. All of this is in a syllabus that is posted on Blackboard as well. But there are ways to contact Proctorio if you are having issues with their system. One thing that I found that has worked, like, I don't know, 8 times out of 10, if you're having problems logging into Proctorio, just restart your computer. I know that's crazy, right? Just hit the restart button. But you'd be amazed how many times I've had a student saying, it's asking for a password, it won't let me in. And I say, hey, turn your computer off and restart it. They do that, and sure enough, that fixes the problem. But if even though the old hit the restart button doesn't work, here are the different ways to contact Proctorio. It's got their phone number, their email. So anyway, and also if you're having problems taking a test, please contact me ASAP. Now, I'm not the kind of guy who's going to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning. But if you were to email me at 3 o'clock in the morning saying, hey, Dr. Hathcock, I can't log into this test. Proctorio's asking for a password. I'll probably wake up about 8 o'clock that morning. I'll probably check my email about 9 o'clock that morning, and we'll figure out what your problem is. All right. So communication is the key, guys. If you're having problems, please let me know. Okay, at the very top there, it says that attendance. Turning in your assignment for that week, either a discussion board or an exam, will count as attending. So for the first week of attendance this week, you'll have to turn discussion board in by this coming Sunday, January the 24th, by 11:59 p.m. Week 2, your attendance that week will be discussion board number 2. Week 3, discussion board number 3. Now, week 4 is going to be a little bit different. You're going to have to turn in exam 1 by the end of that week. So yeah, that's how we're going to do attendance. When you turn in whatever's due that week, you get counted as present for class that week. This whole going online for face-to-face classes has been a learning situation for me, for other faculty as well. This all started last spring, 2020, around spring break, when everybody just kind of got sent home, and suddenly we had to start doing everything online. I learned some things, what to do, what not to do with that semester. Summer 2020 was the same way. I learned what worked, what didn't. And fall 2020, I learned what worked and what didn't. So this spring 2021, I mean, this is all still like an experiment, We're still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. but I am doing my best, in this situation as well. But what I found in the fall, much to my dismay, I don't know why it didn't happen that much in the summer. I guess the summer everything was just condensed and people had to focus. But last fall, what I found was people just weren't watching the videos, and they weren't doing that well. Now, the students who were watching the videos, they did very well. They contacted me and said, this was, I learned this, I learned that. They asked me questions about things they didn't understand. I would say that probably 70% of my students in the fall, when the semester started, they were watching the videos, they were taking notes, they were studying, and they were doing well. But that roughly 30% that just, I don't know what it was, they just didn't want to watch the videos. And I get that, man. You got a job, you're working, you got a life, you got all this stuff going on. Really, what I'm asking is for like 3 hours of your time every week. That's what you would do in a face-to-face class, right? Is you would come in and listen to me lecture for 3 hours and take notes and study those notes. And the only thing that's changed here is you can kind of watch the videos when you want to watch the videos. But again, you should go at about a 3-hour pace every week. Right now, you're watching the introduction video, so there's a little bit of your time. You should go over New World Encounters as well and get into Virginia just a little bit by the end of this week. So try to pace yourself at 3 hours a week of watching these recorded lectures. But you can see from the first day of class, which is January the 19th, all the way through February the 13th, I'm expecting you to have watched all those videos in Unit 1. And discussion boards are going to be due at the end of each week on those Sundays. And I've kind of stacked the discussion boards in a way that the information that you should have watched to that point is going to be in that week's discussion board. So I'm pacing you at 3 hours as well with those discussion board questions. But you can kind of see how the class lays out. I don't want to go through every date here. You can see it with your own eyes. I've got what material is expected to be covered, when the due dates are for discussion boards and exams. You can see right there in the middle we have a spring break. Get that whole week off. That's the halfway point of the semester, by the way. That's 8 weeks, and then we get a spring break. Then we come back refreshed from the break, and we have 8 more weeks. And we finish it all with an exam 4. That'll be due the week of finals on May the 12th. I don't have a quote final exam. I have 4 exams, each exam covering the module or the unit. I don't have like a final exam that covers the whole semester. We would call that a comprehensive exam. I'm not doing a comprehensive exam. I'm just doing the 4 exams and the 12 discussion boards, and that'll get you 1,000 points worth of possible points. And then from there, I'll figure out what your grade is. So again, one more time, I cannot emphasize this enough. You got to watch the videos. You got to take notes as though you were sitting in a classroom while you watch those videos. You got to study those notes, prepare, do the discussion boards, go over the reviews, go over the possible essay topics. This class is also supposed to have a supplemental instructor. I'm going forward as though I am having a supplemental instructor. Her name is Ashley Warren. She's taken my class in the past, and she did very well in my class. She also signed on as my SI in the middle of the fall semester, last semester, and she did an outstanding job. In fact, she was getting high praise from the supplemental instructor's office for the kind of job that she was doing. So take advantage of Ashley's SI sessions as well in preparing for your exams. I promise you it's all laid out for you. I think it's all very clear, very concise as far as what expectations are and what you need to do. Really, the only question left at this point is, are you going to do what you need to do? Are you going to watch those videos? Are you going to take notes? Are you going to study? Are you going to prepare for the exams? All right, choice is yours. I'll do what I can on my end to help you learn and to make sure that you're learning. I hope on your end you're doing your part as well. Okay, at the very top of this last slide, it says last day to drop the course is Thursday, April the 15th, 2021. I promise you by then you will know if you are passing or failing. I also promise you, I've had people email me in the past and just say, Dr. Hathcock, where do I stand? I will be very honest with you if you send me that email, and I'll let you know what it takes to get the grade up, or maybe you should take the option of dropping the class. I would say you need to be careful with those drops, those W's. I think after you've accumulated 6 of them, you start having to pay out-of-state tuition for your classes. But hey, if you watch the videos and take notes and do everything you're supposed to do, I think you'll be all right. But anyway, the last day to drop the course is Thursday, April the 15th. That next sentence, I retain the right to alter the schedule. I don't see that happening with everything being online. If it were face-to-face, we have snow days or bad weather or something, but yeah, I don't see any changes being made. If I did change something, though, I'd let you know, is what that sentence means. Okay, Student Accessibility Resources, or the SAR office. If you have any type of an accommodation, please email me immediately. I will do everything in my power to meet your accommodation, but you have to have your paperwork from the SAR. You'll have to have it filled out, though. You'll have to send me a copy of it. But once I have that piece of paper in my hand, I promise you, I will meet your accommodation. I'm all about student success, and I'm all about you having everything possible to succeed. This next part about being a responsible employee, you can read that statement if you want, but it essentially says that we take sexual harassment very seriously here at Tarrant County College, and I'm required by law to report any sexual harassment to our Title IX coordinator. So we just want to make you aware of that, that if not only me, but if any of your instructors should come across any type of sexual harassment that's taking place, we're bound by law to report those incidents. Confidential reporting option, the next little paragraph there. If you desire that details of the incident be kept confidential, you should speak with on-campus counselors or off-campus rape crisis resources. Will maintain confidentiality. Campus counselors are available to help you free of charge, and they are still working. You can contact them. You'd have to go through TCC's main webpage, type in counselors. It'll pull up all the different numbers for you, and they'll set up an MS Teams call with you. They'll be on the phone with you. They're still working even through the pandemic. Preferred name. Any student who would like to be addressed by a preferred name can go to the registrar's office and complete a record maintenance form. The registrar staff will update the appropriate field so that the preferred name will be listed on classroom rosters. So if you have a preferred name and you would like for the attendance sheet to have that, just contact the registrar's office. All right, guys. I don't know what else to say except I'm going to do everything on my end to try to help you succeed. I think it's all set up for you. I think it's very straightforward. I'm not the kind of guy who likes to throw you a curveball in the middle of the semester. In fact, I like to be as upfront and honest as I can. My cards are on the table right now. I'm not holding anything back. I'm not lying to you in any way. I've laid out your assignments, how they'll be graded, when they're due. I've laid out that you should put in roughly 3 hours of watching those recordings per week. Now, that doesn't include study time. Study time is extra. If it were face-to-face, you'd be sitting down in a classroom taking notes, roughly an hour and a half one day, an hour and a half the next day. So, yeah, I'm asking for roughly 3 hours of watching my lectures, taking notes, and then on your own time, beyond the 3 hours, you got to study your notes as well. Also, please don't forget Ashley's SI sessions. She does a really good job. I think she'll help you out tremendously if you'll access that. So if you have any questions about anything, please contact me, james.hathcock@my.tcc.edu, and I'll reply to you in a timely fashion, get back to you as quickly as I can. All right, best of luck to all of y'all, and take care of yourselves. Bye.